Okay guys, today I'm showing the overview of how to create a video game in less than 2 hours on UEFN. Are you ready? I'm ready! So let's go! To start, I've taken a template and gone straight to the gameplay development phase. As in Unreal, UEFN offers us the same window at the start of each new project, allowing us to start from a more or less advanced base and avoid starting from scratch. For this demo, I've chosen the Mountain Ridge Island template, so let's create it. Look at this magnificent island! Already ready to go with a beautiful ocean and landscape system. My idea here is to create a tricky route starting here, crossing the lake to reach the foot of the mountain here, so as to be able to land high up on a flying island, for example, with a little surprise at the end. UEFN offers us the editing and creative power of the Unreal editor. As you can see, the UI is virtually identical, with the obvious exception of a few elements such as launch session, which we'll be using a lot right after. That's our good old outliner and details panel, as well as all the classic editor interface elements. The other major element here is our famous content drawer. Here we found all our assets and local creation for our projects, and under the Fortnite folder, all the library and assets created and shared by Epic. From characters to props, everything can be used and customized. There are 3 main categories here. The first is props, simple static meshes that can be used just about anywhere for decoration or more complex applications. Then there are the prefabs, a set of ready-made props, modular and transformable at will. This is a type of assets that we are going to use a lot for our experience. And finally, we have the devices that will be used to determine most of the gameplay mechanics. Here, I've taken a motorcycle to test and enjoy this funny device. I launched my session and, after a short loading time, we're up and running in our UEFN experience. Of course, I haven't defined a spawner yet, so I'm just arriving just like Jesus from the sky. After landing, as you can see, here I can find all my prefab, all the little modification I made, like moving around the cart here. We can also see our little flag, which is just a prop, and then we have our device, the fun part. Let's ride this little baby here. And now you can just enjoy as I'm hiking here and try to make some front flip as I'm trying to do here with a little score, which is a shame. Now, let's stop playing and start building our game, shall we? As you can see, after creating the game, you land on this mode, which you will certainly recognize from the first Fortnite creature. You can toggle between this mode and the Unreal editor at any time, all fully connected. You move a thing in one mode, it will be adapted on the other one, and vice versa. You get the idea. Let's clean up a little bit and start things here. I placed my prefabs according to the environments, trying to make something visually pretty by moving trees and adjusting the ground using Unreal's landscape mode. For the moment, it's full environment layout. I'm deleting the elements that won't be of any use to me and continuing to place my bridges across the lake. Now, let's place our first device, the player spawn, which, as its name suggests, will define my character's default respawn point. All devices are configurable and adjustable via their details panel. Let's restart the session, and as you can see, I appear in the right place and can start exploring and visualizing the scale of what I've just built. Everything looks good, so let's get on with it. Now I'm placing few N0 traps to mark out the path and progress area. We are going to be on something pretty fast and tricky. I defined 2 paths, with a little trap in the middle for the clever ones. I return to my starting points and decide to add a booster to boost the experience a little bit. Here again, you find all the elements you need to customize your modular device, and I decide to change the duration effects, forward impulse and upward impulse, and even the color. I choose a more aggressive color that stands out better at night. To spice up the adventure a little bit, I decide to place a few pinball bumpers so that the character doesn't just have to run straight ahead, but to trap and challenge him in various places. Let's place these devices diagonally and add some acceleration on top of that. I think my game is going to be terrible. Let's launch and find out. As you can see, I just added a French fries device, which is this kind of ice skating effect on my character, and that's not really good. I mean, it's pretty terrible. Let's adjust everything. What's good here is that you can use the creative mode to edit elements directly. Personally, I like to take control and modify via the Unreal Edit as much as I can. Let's do it again and see how it goes. Okay, so first try here was pretty easy, and the second one here during nighttime, as you can see, we get really nice color. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Let's get back to our editor and add the famous trap I was telling about for the clever one. The aim is to penalize those who want to take the shortest routes, so let's add a burst trigger device and adjust it according to the direction and environment. To prevent escape, I add few barrel devices on the side and also at the spawn. So you can't escape anymore. In the same way, I've added a death constraint, meaning when you jump into the lake, whether inadvertently or deliberately, you are dead. To give players a little hope after having been through a lot, I'm proposing a little device here, a life device. It's fun, isn't it? But no, you know what? Let's add a trap in here. We are going to add a teleportation device so that as soon as our player thinks he's safe and gaining life, he's propelled against his will to the next part of the map where he won't have any other choice that's jumping into the air. So here I'm just rotating and adjusting portal A and B to keep an overall consistency. Let's move on to the final elements of this little game, the island, where, as I explained earlier, I'd like to go, but how? By lioness, of course, with a grind device. Let's start by placing the axis of the grind device so that I can slide my character directly over it. Then I add another element, a kind of fan that will propel us directly under the air to my island. So let's see how it goes. And here I'm landing on the famous island. And of course, it's missing something, right? Yeah, I think we agree here. We need bad guys, and bad guys means guns. So let's add a zone with bad guys and see what happens. With weapons, it's better of course. So here I just added a wildlife spawner with an item spawner, giving me the opportunity to grab a nice and shiny rifle. Let's test it out. Back to our night game and let's fight against those evil beasts, those famous ancestors of chickens. Oh, they're really evil chickens. Okay, I've been massacred. Now let's modify our game settings by mainly adjusting the actor island settings. This is where I determine the core logic and rules of my game, for example how many players I want this game to be played and how I want it to end. We'll go for now with 2 eliminations needed in order to win the game. Here I used regular devices, but you can of course create your own and start to use the new programming language of Epic, Verse. Open to everyone and user-friendly, Epic made a lot of nice and well-explained documentation to help you start. All the links in the description for you. So now, after 2 hours of work, let's start our final version of our game. 3, 2, 1, let's go! Okay, I'm trying to go fast here, trying to avoid and dodging everything. Here, I just suck one more time, of course. And okay, here again, oh my god, I'm so bad. Here, I've got the teleportation with the live device, trying to fly and grab this grind device, So now I'm just enjoying the view here and trying to prepare my super mega giga landing. Here, trying to reach the skies, deploying my parachute, and here, let's get down to business and try to kill 2 bad chickens here. I'm just planning my arriving here, and I've got my rifle, trying to be a little bit cool, sliding here, trying to... I am one little bad chicken here. Okay, I think they're afraid of me now because I've got a rifle. Let's find another one. Okay, not this one is escaping. Okay, this one is for me. Yeah, and that's how we do. Nice, we did it. I hope you liked this little overview, guys. We see you next week for a new video. Thanks for your support and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!